Just your average reminder to check out Blake at the Blue House Group. Look at this handsome man right here. This is the guy to see. All these people are the guys to see, but Blake is the big guy right there. You should have really have a nice bio right there. Where's your bio, Blake? Where's
You're
all right,
pulling up the whole team.
I
Uh,
am. But that don't I don't want you to look at them. I just want you to look at not
there you
Nick.
go.
Whoa, hi Nick. There's Blake. That's the guy.
There you go. That's the guy you need.
That's the guy. That's all I want. All right. Yeah, we'll stop sharing this now. That was fun.
I'm just gonna zoom in.
Just back. Okay, well, I am clearly inept. I have no idea. Oh, there it is. Stop share. Well, that could have been fun. You would have just hung out there.
Exactly.
Just Blake's mug in two different places. What a great thing.
There we go.
All right. Let us talk about our divisions. We start right there in the AL at the East side. What order projection do you have for these teams?
I have the Blue Jays leading the division, coming out on top.
That is going to be a fight to the death for the first four, I think, this
Yeah,
year.
no, that's what I was thinking too. And I was like, man, sometimes his Rays show up too.
Even the
So
Rays, yeah, even the Rays could very well be like right. I think the Rays are probably 3 games under 500, and I think it's just too competitive a division. So, but I think the rest of all other four, I think, are going to be above 500.
yeah,
Um, yeah, so it's just kind of like a throwing a couple spaghetti noodles at the wall and see which ones stick here. But I think I'm gonna go with the Yankees. Um, and maybe like a 1 game lead on the Blue Jays. And then I'm gonna put the Red Sox and Orioles and then the Rays.
yeah, that's exactly mine. I just flip-flopped Jays and Yankees. But
Yeah, do you have like a 1 or 2 game separation between them, or do
yeah,
you like one of them?
yes,
Yeah.
it's not going to be a big separation at all. I feel like the Blue Jays for most years have, except for last year, have come fallen up short, and
Is that the most loaded? I think that's the most loaded one this year.
oh yeah, the East is going to be terrible. Honestly,
Yeah, having to play those guys. Oh.
no, that's not going to be fun at all.
Well, let's talk about the Central. Who's taking that one?
That's where I've got a three-team split almost. I've got Detroit and Guardians and Kansas City that I think are all going to be pretty darn good.
Guardians
Uh,
are just always competitive. I don't know if I actually think they're super good.
yeah, I wouldn't say they're super, but they're kind of like the Rays. They put a good team on the field, even if it isn't,
They grind out at bats. Yeah.
yeah. And I would like to see the Tigers finally take the Central for once. They've put some pieces in place.
Totally choked it from last year,
Yeah.
so a little redemption would be good.
Uh, so
Yeah, I got the Tigers also. I hate doing that because I'd rather like set myself up to be like, oh, they'll finish second, then they
yeah,
surprise me. I don't know. I do that with a lot of things. I think I have that tendency. Um, yeah, I'm gonna say Tigers. I think they'll probably get 88 wins. I think that should be enough. I don't think the
yeah.
Central is like super impressive. I think I'm gonna put the Royals there at 83 wins. So I actually think the Tigers might come away with a 4 game lead to finish this one. And I'll put the Guardians a couple behind. I think I'll have them 81 and 81. I'll put them right there at
And
500.
Twins and Sox, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but I do think there will be improvement with the Sox.
Yes,
I
I think there's
I
going to be
I think the
improvement.
Sox are going to look at 71 wins this
I
year.
think the Sox are going to improve. I think the Twins are going to be pretty much, I think there's been a lot of hopeful people at the Twins the last couple of years, but it's not happening.
Yeah, it's not deep enough. But
No.
again, Pablo Lopez comes back healthy. Then you got Bailey Ober, and then you got Joe Ryan. Like they've got some
But
pitchers too.
I guess you could put the Anthony Rondon reward. Like, how much more does Correa have?
Didn't even put him on my initial list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know as much as Javi, I guess.
Yeah, but I think
Same free agency period.
I think Javi's body's in better shape. I know Javi had the injury, the hip, but from, all the reports, do you remember all that rigmarole that was going around? It was nobody wanted him because of his ankle. So eventually it's got to go, right?
Yeah, yeah. They've got some backup plans there, I think, though. Luke Keeschel's going to be a nice young player for them. Um, yeah, can Royce Lewis stay healthy? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's where I feel like the team they never have a healthy team. They're kind of like the Dodgers, but they don't have all the superstars.
they're not all healthy at the same time at the very least. That's the
Yeah.
tough. Yeah. All right. West. Who you have taken the West here?
AL West, I have the Mariners.
Yep, same here.
I have the Rangers second. I think it's gonna be tough between the Rangers and Astros. It's just I think the Rangers are not gonna have as bad of a year as they had last year. They've made some moves, but the Astros, I think are gonna be pretty good too. So that's a tough one.
So yeah, I have Mariners. I do have Rangers.
Okay.
I have the Athletics at
At
three.
three, okay.
And barely like one game above the Astros. I think the A's are going to hit, I think they're going to get 500. I think whether it's 81
You
or
don't think they're just
83,
gonna trade everybody away by the deadline, even if they're good?
their team looks, I don't know. I can like name a bunch of guys.
Yeah, no, I think they for sure have guys that they're good. But I
Will they
feel
have
like
fans cheering them on? Like, that's the
yeah.
other
And
thing.
will they have a front office that doesn't say, "Yeah, let's just abandon ship and rebuild again for fun"?
I think they're relatively cheap still. So, no, I don't
Yeah,
know if they'll
but it
bend
only gets
yet.
cheaper to trade your big names that only have because how long can Brent Rooker like how many more
So
years can
I can see Rooker being a guy that goes. But like
yeah.
if you're talking Lawrence Butler and Nick Kurtz and Jacob Wilson and
Yeah, those guys
I
aren't
think
going
that
anywhere.
they've got a lot of guys that I think I actually like.
Yeah,
So I don't know, there could be something there. I think pitching is still going to be a little bit of a concern, but I think their offense is going to be well improved.
yeah.
Um, so I'm going to sneak them a game above the Astros, and I'm going to put the Angels last, and I think the Angels should be happy if they get 70 this year.
Hey, Mike Trout's back.
Is he? Is he?
Again, the Rendon Award.
Yes, I know. What a tough one. You would never want to put him on that list, but by golly, he deserves it.
I think he's in that list.
Yes. Let's sneak over to the NL. The East. I'm gonna say I got the Mets here. The Mets lineup up and down looks pretty good, pretty good, and they even got added some pitchers. So they put a lot of hard work into their offseason this year. Um, I'm pretty high on them, so I'm gonna put them one. I'll put the Braves
Ooh,
two. And then the Phillies, kind of like right there behind. But those,
wow,
it's very top heavy because I think those three teams are all going to have 88 plus.
mine's totally
Um,
different.
is it?
Yeah, I have the Phillies on top because I feel
Okay.
like the Mets are just the prototypical Mets that they have all the pieces and don't get it done.
That's a thing. That's a thing. No, I give you
The
that.
first time I remember that is when the Marlins went and stacked their team. That's a long, long time ago. And by the trade
I,
deadline, they were trading everybody away. This is like a Jose Reyes days.
but I do say that the NL East is very top heavy. So when I'm
Yes, for
saying I'm
sure.
taking the Mets, I'm saying the Mets have 93. I'm saying the Braves have like 91, and I'm saying the
Yeah,
Phillies have like 89 or 90. So they're like right there. And then I have the Marlins 74, Washington probably 67,
yeah,
66. I don't know.
yeah, yeah. So no, I see a lot of good pitching by the Phillies. I think they have a lot of guys coming back. They got rid of the cancer Castellanos. I'm still very disappointed that Castellanos wasn't in the WBC to hit bombs, especially against Venezuela. Like, come on, there was a
It
war
would have been
going on,
perfect.
you
Yeah.
know?
So perfect. Like written, like we talked about scripting in October, scripting in March for the WBC would have had Nick Castellanos in there dropping
Yeah,
bombs
maybe
again.
he could have played for Mexico or something. I don't know.
Right. Whoever, not us, obviously.
We were
Uh,
stacked. We didn't need him.
you got the Marlins Nationals too, 4 and 5.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually think the Marlins could be pretty decent. I like players there too. So
Yeah, they did trade
Dalen
away.
Lyle is an underrated sleeper for me for the Nationals.
Who
But
they trade to New York again? Weather lefty.
oh, Ryan Weathers. Yeah, Ryan Weathers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he could be an up and coming star too. We'll see.
Yeah. All right, the Central. Who do you got there?
NL Central. Oh, where did I go down here? All
With
right.
all the eggs in the basket there for the Cubs, you got to think they're hoping
No,
for.
I don't
No,
have
are you
the.
going to put the Brewers?
I have the Brewers on top.
Yeah.
I still
Okay.
think the Cubs will make the playoffs. I don't,
Yeah, they're a wild card.
they've made a lot of good moves, but those Brewers, man, they just seem to, again, they're kind of like the they have better, I think, some better players than the Guardians, but they're kind of like the Guardians. They seem to always put it together every year.
I think if they're first, that means Brandon Woodruff is the comeback player of the year.
Yeah. Oh, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not terribly far off. I'm gonna have the Cubs at like 87 and the Brewers at 85. Um, so both those teams are playoff teams. Uh, dare I put the Pirates at like 79 wins, almost 500? I don't know, man. It's
I had the Reds and Pirates kind of struggling for that third spot.
yeah, I mean, I have the Reds a game behind. So I think I have the Pirates at 79 and the Reds at 78. Um, I'll put the Cardinals at 71.
Yeah.
And then the West, who's running away here again?
Yeah, I don't think that's even hard. Like I said, we're gonna defer payments for a while. As the Dodgers, I think the Padres will be good this year. They've made moves too. But
I have
I,
them 3 games above 500.
yeah. Oh, really? Okay.
84. Yeah, I've got them at 84.
Okay. But yeah, the Dodgers, it's a no-brainer. If the Dodgers don't come away with the division, then they're half their team has got hit by the plague or something. And then they haven't gone out and bought another half a team from somebody else, from the
Trade
Marlins.
deadline always exists if their guys
Yeah.
die.
So they're
Uh,
probably going buy all the guys from the Athletics, let's be honest.
that
Just for
number
fun.
three spot's a one-game toss-up for me. Um, I've got the Diamondbacks at 82, and I've got the Giants at 81.
Come on, Logan Webb is gonna lead the Giants to the promised land. Come on.
I don't like Logan Webb. I don't know what it is about his, maybe it's his
He actually has
face.
some nasty stuff.
Maybe it's his face. It just seems like he's got two pitches. And it's not even a fast fastball. It's slow.
His
It's like
changeup's
Mike Maroth out there.
his changeup's really good.
Jamie Moyer in that pitch in there. It looks slow every time I watch him. Maybe it's his pitching stand or
James Shields made a career out of a changeup.
didn't. R.A. Dickey
So
made a career out of a knuckler. So I mean, it's they're
I was
there.
just trying to apples to apples, not apples to oranges. But yeah, sure.
Tim Wakefield, R.A. Dickey.
Exactly.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. And then I think the poor Rockies. I think Rockies are our worst team in baseball this year. So
Yeah. Yeah.
arguments. Who's your worst team in baseball? Is it the Rockies to you?
No, it's the Rockies. I guess I struggle with why even have a team at that point.
Why not play AAA and see what works?
Why if you're not going to put money into your team, I haven't been there yet. I've walked around the stadium. You have a beautiful stadium. I feel like a lot of people are Colorado's like one of the stadiums and they have the largest perimeter around. Like it's in the middle of technically the desert for baseball.
Yeah.
What the
You
closest
know,
major league team is, I would have to look because I have no clue. It feels like it could be south, east, or west.
no, I mean, gone are the days of like Troy Tulowitzki and Todd Helton and Matt Holliday and Willie Taveras and
Fargo.
yeah, Brad Hopp, I think, was on that one.
Hmm.
Iannetta, Clint Barnes. I mean, you had some guys. I One of my favorite names of all time, I think, was their backup catcher behind Iannetta, and that was Yorvik Torrealba.
Hmm.
Remember Torrealba?
Yeah.
And I mean, who was their pitchers? Yeah, Ubaldo, Jimenez, Jeff Francis.
Well, that's
Like,
the problem is they'll say historically Rockies can't get pitching because the ball flies out of the yard. Okay, well, then just stack your lineup. Like they don't have anybody. Like
yeah, yeah. That I mean, it's definitely not a pitcher friendly park for sure.
no, but that doesn't mean hitters don't want to come and play there.
That doesn't mean Ubaldo Jimenez might be the greatest of all time. Then with some of his years he had
Yeah,
there.
or make the park bigger. These teams are I feel like the Orioles are modifying their park every year now. So it's not like baseball set rules. You can't make it a 500-foot fence. Who knows? The Polo Grounds, maybe it's back. Who knows?
Yeah. All right. Let's see what else we got here.
We
All right.
touch
Well
on the.
then, yeah, from there we'll talk about our bracket here. I think we're relatively close, at least on playoff teams. I think we had the same ones. So who's coming out into your ALCS?
ALCS, I have Yankees and Blue Jays. And then
Oh,
I
they're
have,
wow, AL East in it.
yeah, I think they're just so good.
Well, that means
Um,
the Yankees are getting out of the wild card, right?
I
So
think, yeah, I think the Yankees are going to play the Dodgers, but that's my spoiler.
okay, so the Blue Jays win the division, Yankees go play the Dodgers.
Yes.
Okay. All right. It's funny. I did kind of go back and forth on the Blue Jays Mariners again. I hate that. I don't need that to be another same as last year. Uh, but I will never pick the Tigers because I'd rather just be surprised. I already picked them to win the division. Seems
Yeah.
like really set myself up for heartbreak if I pick them to go to the ALC win the ALCS. So I'm gonna kind of I'm gonna go Mariners uh to go to the World Series and they beat hmm, I'll have them beat the Yankees.
Okay.
All right. Who was your other wild card team though? I'm curious. Who was the one that snuck it out then?
I think the Red Sox are gonna come in. I think you're
Okay.
gonna have a lot of AL. I think they're all fighting to play.
So no one in the
Especially
Central or West.
no.
Okay. All
I
right.
really think, especially with a balanced schedule now, where they're not beating up on each other as much, it can happen.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Um,
we've seen it.
Crazy idea, but
I'll take your word for it, dude. All right.
those are a lot of good teams.
So who are your two wild cards then in the NL?
The NL, I think I have the Cubs,
Okay, yep.
um, and the Mets.
Okay. Yeah. I mean I'm kind of flip-flop. I've got Brewers. I don't know if I can put the Brewers in over the Braves and Phillies because I think it's going to be the East on both,
I think
right?
it's gonna be all East. Okay, and the East Coast is gonna dominate.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I can't. I don't think the Brewers are going to be better than the Braves and Phillies.
The Braves are historically an injury-plagued team.
Yeah, but that's why I have Walt Weiss winning it, the Coach of the Year. I think he gets over that to this year. I think they have somewhat of a semblance of a healthy year. So yeah, what's your NLCS look like then? Who's going to
My
the series?
NLCS is the Dodgers and Mets. Again, I don't have they're not winning the division, but I think they come out and try to make it a New York thing, but it's not going to be.
Taking Dodgers Braves and Dodgers win. So now,
Yeah.
such is life. I've got Dodgers Mariners World Series.
Dodgers win
Dodgers win in five. Um,
5-6, but it's hard to say they're not going to win because even if half like their staff did this year, their staff went down, they just go and get other guys. So what's to say if they do have injuries that they won't go out and get guys that can fill those positions?
yeah, I think if it's going to be in five, I'm expecting probably not a pitcher to do it unless it's their one starter. For MVP, am trying to get your World Series MVP here.
Okay.
Um, give me Andy Piles.
It's an interesting pick. All right.
You got to shoot. You got to shoot your shot.
I'm not. Shohei is gonna be, he'll probably start game one, start game five, and he'll go and hit some dingers. It's
Well,
Shohei the
so will Emmett Sheehan, dude.
sure. And Dave Roberts will still not win the manager of the year because I don't feel like his talent wins over a manager every single time.
No, yeah, anybody could. Brad Ausmus could take that team in the series.
Yeah, you could give Jim Leland,
Pack of
yeah.
smokes, some time in the dugout, and he'd put that team there. Yeah,
Well, I mean, you can give him the Rockies and it's not going to do any good.
it's true. Let's talk our Tigers here.
All right.
Let's spend some time on our guys. You've been watching this team closely as I have. They added Framber Valdez. They brought back Justin Verlander, keeping the core with Riley Green, Spencer Torkelson, Cole Keith, Kerry Carpenter, Dylan Dingler behind the plate. What's the ceiling and floor look like for this team this year?
Hey, I think, we got to get a division. We got to finally get that's. I know we want to make the playoffs, we want to win the World Series, but I think we finally need to establish and say, hey, we're going to win the division. But there is a year to go after the World Series, this is the year. Because if you're going to keep,
Not to win, not to win, but yeah, I think you could go face the Dodgers, right?
yeah, well, that's what I mean. I think you have to take Scooble to the promised land. If you don't, then everybody's going to question why did we keep him? Why didn't we trade him at the deadline? Because
Yeah, well, that's a conversation we have to have for sure.
they're not
That's
going to sign him long term. I don't think the
Yeah,
numbers.
and if they don't, like you can't get nothing. You can't come up empty-handed. You can't even. I don't want to. You have to be in the World Series, and I maybe don't have to win it, but like for me to, I will be probably disappointed, pretty
Yeah,
disappointed if they don't trade Scooble. They walk away with zero, and don't make it because even if you're like vying for a wild card spot, you need you gotta trade him if it looks like that. You still have Framber Valdez. Jackson Jobe might be back by the deadline. I don't know
yeah,
what his exact timeline is. Is Troy Melton out for the year for sure too?
I think so. Yeah, last I
Reese
heard.
Olson's not though, is he? So it could be Reese Olson and Jackson Jobe.
I'm not sure of the ETA Olson.
I just think you got two. If those two guys are able to be back by that deadline, it's like you have a little bit of freedom to make Framber Valdez your ace and
Yep.
still get a hefty package to whatever, even if it's another developmental pitcher that comes away in that package. Like honestly, there was isn't it Jonah? Who's the Jonah? The guy from the Mets. What's his face? His pitcher.
Okay.
There's a
Like,
um, Jonah Tong. Jonah Tong.
okay.
He's like if the Mets are the team that think that they are Tarek Skubal away, because I think they could be a Tarek Skubal away, to try to take on the Dodgers, then I don't know, man. They're a team that I would really love to trade with. I like a lot of their prospects, and you've obviously lost a little bit of what you could get if you would have just traded them at the beginning of the year. But right now, the team on paper looks good enough to compete in the AL.
We could do
So
what we did a couple years ago. We traded at the deadline, didn't think we were going to go, and then all of a sudden we just started winning. We did the opposite of what we did
I
last
don't
year.
like doing it. That's high risk, no
It
reward.
is, but high risk, high reward. Come on.
I say no reward. We're not beating the Dodgers. I just not even with Scooble there as best. I don't see it happening. Unless Jack Flaherty is like Jack Flaherty from like 5 years ago. But that's the only way. Because then the pitching can compete. I don't think the lineup is still deep enough or consistent enough.
Yeah, no, I think Jack Flaherty will get hit around again.
Yeah, same with Casey Mize. I think they're both going to be seeing ERAs in the fives. And I think
Yeah,
that means Casey Mize has to get sent to the bullpen. I think he's got to go bullpen if that's the case too. Um, no,
are you
there's a
sure
lot of questions I have.
you letting
McGonigal,
you
what
letting
McGonigal?
DeJesus come and give some starts?
Oh yeah, yeah. How about some of the Korean baseball guys that we got? Connor Siebold and Drew Anderson.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking DeJesus. He had a great WBC.
I like this into Jesus, but historically
Kate.
terrible. Historically terrible.
Well, Cater's going to be 6+ ERA. So
Might not. I mean, he's probably getting a call up if they need him.
I mean, he wasn't even good in the WBC.
Is he going to be like the 27th man on doubleheaders? Is he going to be that guy?
He might be. because they
Great.
hope to get length out of him. He's got good stuff. He just can't locate. It's either down the middle or it's
I know
down
you watch
the
that
ball
breaking
more.
ball when he is on. That breaking ball's nasty.
Yeah. And it's like you can't I don't know. It's like could you make him not a starter and get him to bottle it up for 1 inning? I don't know.
I think there's a lot of questions to be asked, I guess is the right word. If like the so like Spencer Torkelson, if he's back at 22 home runs, hitting 218, like that's not sustainable. At some point, you're like, all right, we gotta maybe it is time to cut ties with Spencer Torkelson. Like the up and downs, you can't have that, dude. I
No.
don't like. So there's certain things about that. I don't think Zach McKinstry is going to be crap this year. Uh, Javi Baez, I'd like to see him more in center. I think. What is your okay? So yeah, no, I'm gonna ask this.
Go
What
to
is your
lineup.
idea? Yeah, what is your ideal position and lineup?
All right,
Because
I'll
I
just
think we have a lot of versatile players that can start.
yeah.
The bench looks pretty good. I mean, outside of like, even Jahmai Jones is a good bench player in certain circumstances, but like starting wise, you have a lot of versatile players.
Yeah,
So,
so I'm gonna be honest, like we were texting about today. I was a little shocked that Parker Meadows made it over Wenzel Perez because I think that we already are lefty heavy.
yeah.
So having that switch hitter on the
Nice.
bench is especially AJ Hinch loves a Swiss Army knife like that. I was very shocked. I don't think Parker Meadows is gonna make it long, but I just don't see him as a viable bench option. I feel like he's a starter, but I don't also want to see him start. So where does he fit? I don't think he fits. Um, so I'll just rattle him off and see how close we are.
Okay.
So I have McGonigal hitting one, obviously playing short. Torres hitting two, playing second. Kerry Carpenter three, DH. Riley Green left field. Torkelson hitting five, first base. Keith third. And then Dingler catching, Matt Vierling in right, and Javi Baez riding out the bottom and center.
Nice. Okay, so you do have Javi in center. So I do have
I
Javi in center. That was the biggest thing I was wondering about. I
I
don't want to
can't.
see. I really don't want to see Parker at
I
all, to be
defensive
frank.
replacement, great,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
great,
or pinch runner maybe
yeah,
he's fast, but yeah, I don't love it. So I think the only argument you can make there is maybe you have I'm trying to think of who I would have DH, but you have Kerry Carpenter in right field. I will take that defensive fall to have Kerry Carpenter in there if you feel like you have a better option at DH. So I think everywhere else though, I'm pretty much on par with you. It'll be interesting to see how McGonigal is at shortstop. They put him a little bit at third base too. But then you
yeah.
kind of
Mike,
leave out Colt Keith, and I don't think Colt Keith is ready to be left out. I think Colt Keith is one of those guys that actually could kind of have a breakout year.
yeah.
So
My question is more of how does this lineup look against left-handers? Because
yeah,
again, that's where I think Wenzel would have been an asset. Is when a lefty comes in, do you keep Keith in? Do you keep McGonigal in? Do you keep, we got a lot of lefties. Now we're
I actually
really
think
lefty
they're gonna
heavy.
at the beginning. I don't think Keith will. I think Keith's gonna get pinch hit, but I think McGonigal. They're gonna see how he does. They're gonna trial by fire him. I think right off the bat. I don't see Hinch pulling him out. I don't know.
So who do you think, like Jemai's going to play against lefties? Who's he going to play for?
Yeah, because you can't take out Kerry Carpenter, I guess. Kerry Carpenter is an option. They're
Do you,
never
do
gonna
you,
take out Riley Green, even though he
do you
should be.
shift? Are you going to shift Veerling
Javi
to
Baez back to
center?
the infield.
Yeah.
You move Riley. Can you move Riley to center? I don't know if Riley's happy
No,
about
I
moving to
think you'd
center.
put Veerling in center or
Oh, that's
Wenzel.
right. You could, yeah, okay. But then again, Veerling, you have the right-handed there guy already, so you might
Yeah,
need him to
but I'm
supplement
just
it.
moving him around. I would say Hobby play third essentially for Keith, and then you would move in um, Wenzel or
I
somebody in the
love
outfield.
Jemai's defense
Come on.
though either, so that's kind of
Yeah.
tough. Uh,
But then
yeah.
otherwise you put Kerry Carpenter in right and you're DHing Jemai, and neither one of those is a good option.
Are you allowed to? I'm trying to think of what the rule is though about DHing. You can't sub out your DH or you can't move to the You can't move your DH to
Yeah,
the
you
field.
can't if you do that, then your
And the hit
pitcher
pitcher
is
is
hitting.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Duh, I don't know. That's tough, dude.
yeah.
I
So
mean,
I don't
there's
know.
there's lots of options. I like the versatility, but I think that's why I agree with you on Wenzel Perez. Like
That's where
that
I
adds to the versatility.
and I
You're
don't
gonna
know
just
where.
have a lefty sit on your bench to do what? He's literally your pinch runner and your defensive replacement in the eighth and ninth.
And then Zach McKinstry too. You have another lefty on the bench. So what's the point? I
Swiss
don't.
Army, he can play anywhere, but so you
Yeah,
like kind
but
of like to have a guy like that, but
I just feel like against lefties, we're gonna look like idiots because we got 60% left-handed hitters.
there's something there.
So I don't know.
What
Two
what
lefty
is
hitters.
what you're my last question of the Tigers before I'll do my final lines here with you. What is McGonagall's final line for the year? I know about because he's not on my sixth rapid fire. I want to hear just your
Yeah, I
perspective.
think he's a 240 hitter. You
Okay, how many
know,
bombs?
he's got some pop. I would
Yeah, he does actually. Underrated
give him like
bombs.
18 to 20 probably.
That's a good rookie year, I
That
think.
is, I don't, I really think you watched him against the Dominican Republic. He freaking took Luis Severino to the next planet. Like he's like, get me to
Now, to be fair,
Detroit. Let's
Luis is
go.
notorious for hanging fastballs,
Yeah,
but
but it's a major league pitcher. It's not like he was facing, Team Korea or in the Czech Republic. He was facing a major league pitcher.
he wasn't facing Woo Suck Go.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Yeah. Um, no, that's a pretty good line. I think it's 235, uh, 14 home runs, so a little bit lower than you, but I think he's going to definitely show flashes, and I also want to see improvement defensively and maybe consistency. If he can make it at shortstop, that's going to be big. I don't
Yeah.
want some Johnny Peralta 29 errors a season kind of guy there.
Well, we've always got Trey Sweeney to come up, so
He's on that what 10 day I think
yeah,
right
I know.
now.
I'm just
So,
kidding.
but he's my guy.
You have like the
Uh,
smallest shortstop and the biggest shortstop.
yes, yes. All right, I'm gonna rapid fire here.
All right.
Um, let's start with Michael Harris the second, the Atlanta Braves.
Okay. Not bad. Um, he's a 240 hitter. I wouldn't, it's
I think he needs a bounce back here for sure.
241. We'll give him 241. What do you want? Home runs and RBIs?
Home runs, RBIs are good. Yep.
Okay. 20 bombs and 75 driven in.
Yeah, that's pretty good
So
for a guy. I think that's probably gonna hit
yeah.
lead off, maybe two, maybe six. I think he's kind of like 1, 2, or six for the Braves lineup, to be honest. Logan Henderson, the Brewers.
Logan Henderson, the Brewers.
Guy, I think is this his second year, maybe? He was pretty good as a rookie. I think he was a rookie a year or two ago.
Okay. You got to remind me where he plays again.
Yeah, Brewers.
Yeah, Brewers. You
I got you, buddy. I got you. Yo, he's a
got,
pitcher. Starting
no,
pitcher.
I
Starting pitcher.
mean pitcher
Starting pitcher.
hit
Starting
first,
pitcher.
third. Come on. Just start throwing out stat lines.
Milwaukee. He plays in Milwaukee, Blake.
Uh, no, I don't know. We'll go. I don't know. I think he's gonna have like a 4.2 ERA.
Yeah, give me a record ERA and strikeouts for pitchers.
Yeah, 4.2 ERA with I don't know 8 and 8 strikeouts. Sorry, 70.
70. Nice. Down year for Logan. You think he had a better year last year?
Well,
Uh,
you can't have a good year every year.
well, let's go Rangers. Josh Smith,
Oh, Josh Smith. Okay.
not Josh Young. Sorry, Josh Smith.
Yeah, I think Josh Young's looking for a place to play. Did he get picked up?
Thought he was still on the Rangers. Is he not?
No, he got cut, I thought.
That's not good. We should get him.
We should have the young
No, it
boy.
says he's on the Rangers. It
Oh,
says he's
really?
28 on the Rangers. Yep.
Okay. Maybe he got put down, or maybe I was looking at MLB facts or something. Um, yeah, Josh Smith, smaller guy. Probably I'm gonna give him a 270 average,
Like that.
15 bombs. 80 RBIs.
80 RBS. That's a good season. Good bounce back year for Josh after an injury. All right, let's go. Tampa Bay Rays pitcher Ryan Pepiot.
And Pepe. Okay. Guess it's pretty good. I'll give
Between
him
him and
a
Drew Rasmussen and Shane Baz.
yeah, 11-7. 3.2 ERA with 97 strikeouts.
Oh, Pirates third baseman, I think. Gosh, he might be right fielder first too. God, where is he? Jared Triolo.
Oh, Jerry Trill. Okay. Um, I don't I don't know. I always feel like when your team's not good, it's hard to put
Play
him
good. Yeah.
anywhere. I
Yeah.
feel like he's gonna be like a 230, 231 hitter.
Yep.
He's gonna hit like 10 bombs and
I'm just glad you know ball. You know
he's
ball.
gonna drive in like 57 runs.
If I talk to the average MLB fan, they don't know who Jared Triolo is. So that's how we know that Blake
I know
Timmer,
who
your
Jared.
real
You
estate
you
and
stumped
baseball expert, belongs on this
you
podcast.
stumped me a little bit, I'll be honest, with the
Logan
Milwaukee Brewers,
Henderson. Yeah, Logan.
but
Is he my
that's
Lars Newbar this year?
yeah. So now I'll have to keep an eye out for him.
Last one, pretty well-known guy, up in age, but solid out of the bullpen for the Phillies. It's Jeff Hoffman.
Okay. Um, they have a good bullpen. I feel like they're gonna be good.
Orion Kirkering, yeah.
Yeah. I think they don't have Sir Anthony
They've
anymore.
got Duran, Yohan Duran. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna say he's gonna come out of the bullpen and be solid. Probably a 3.1 ERA. They're not really gonna get decisions much for a bullpen.
Yeah, I know. They're looking at 3 or 4 wins, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. A 4-2.
Hopefully not losses, right?
Yeah,
That's your
exactly.
biggest
4-1 guy.
couple
Um,
BSs, blown saves. Yeah.
and I'd say, yeah, probably like 85 strikeouts. It'd be a decent year for a bullpen arm.
85. All right. That's not bad. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna reach out to Ben too on a really sudden phone call and be like, tell me now. Put like a really loud buzzer into his ear so that feels like there's a lot of pressure. Crowd noise, maybe.
Yeah, there you
That could be a
go.
effect.
Cue the crowd noise.
Well, again, Blake, shout out to Blake Timmer here from Blue House Properties. Um, if you are in the market for real estate or you love baseball, hit him up. He knows ball, Jared Triolo. So yes, thanks for hanging out with us on the 6-3 podcast. Feel free to drop your predictions in the comments or DM. Who's your MVP? Who's winning the Central? I want to hear your thoughts as almost as much as I want to hear Blake's thoughts, but definitely not more than I want to hear Blake's thoughts. But
Thank you.
thanks again, Blake. Clutch every single year for every single WBC, every single baseball podcast, um, whether it's postseason prep and MLB preseason preview or the WBC. He's always there for us, making time. And yeah, buy houses, sell houses. He's your guy. Get out of your apartment, get out of your mother's basement. He's your guy.
Stocks.
We'll see you next year or before the playoffs. How about that?
That sounds great.
All right, we'll see you.
See ya.